Today, we're going to briefly talk about the Dàodéjīng, often known in the West as the Tao Te Ching, one of the most translated books ever written. And my question for you is, what is the definitive translation of the Dàodéjīng? So they go all the way back to 1842. The most recent noteworthy one is John Minford in 2018, but previous ones include Ursula K. Le Guin, who didn't actually speak or read a word of Chinese. Let's start by looking at the opening few lines of the Dàodéjīng by Lao Tzu. So it begins, Dao ke dao, fei chang dao, mian ke mian, fei chang mian. So off the top of my head, I would probably translate that as, the way that can be walked is not the true way. The thing that can be named is not the only thing. So, because in modern Chinese, the vast majority of words are made up of two characters, which is also two syllables. But in ancient Chinese, one character equaled one word. So Dao here is a noun, whereas the Dao here, which is the exact same word with the exact same pronunciation, is probably a verb. So it's a tricky one to translate, as all translation is. Let's see how my translation weighs up against the best known ones from history. So the 1868 translation by John Chalmers begins, the reason which can be reasoned is not the eternal reason. The name which can be named is not the eternal name. So that's pretty similar to the one I just came up with. But there are many other ones, and obviously it's a translation, so it's very much open to interpretation. Frederick Henry Balfour in 1884. The Tao, or principle of nature, may be discussed. It is not the popular or common Tao. So slightly less faithful than the previous one, but still makes sense. This one by James Legger in 1891. The Tao that can be trodden is not the enduring and unchanging Tao. The name that can be named is not the enduring and unchanging name. A bit more lyrical, but still I think it could be improved upon. G. Alexander, 1895. God, the great everlasting infinite first cause from whom all things in heaven and earth proceed, can neither be defined nor named. So without the bracket, God can neither be defined nor named. Maybe injecting it with a bit of Western sensibility there, but still one of the more reputable translations. A Tao that can be Taoed is not lasting Tao. So, and Tao or Dao in modern Chinese it means way, or something that you travel through. So, for example, the word for vagina is Yin Dao. Yin as in yin and yang, related to the moon, and Dao as in the way, the path. T.W. Kingsmill, 1899. The way that may be traversed is not the eternal way. The name which can be uttered is not the eternal name. So pretty good. I.W. Heisinger, 1903. The way that can be overtrod is not the eternal way. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. I think this is my favorite so far. J.W. Heisinger. E.H. Parker, 1903. The providence which could be indicated by words would not be an all-embracing providence, nor would any name by which we could name it be an ever applicable one. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue. Let's go for some of the more recent ones and see how they hold up. Ursula K. Le Guin, the very famous and very good sci-fi author, published this translation. The way you can go isn't the real way. The name you can say isn't the real name. So, and you can definitely tell she was an author by trade because of how smoothly the writing runs. Is it prose or is it verse? I'd say a bit of both. Let's see the most recent ones. Robert Rosenbaum, 2013, compiling it from 6 other translations. The way that can be spoken of is not the eternal way. The name that can be named is not the immortal name. Or Rick Julian, one of the less faithful ones, but still very good. Words won't bring you to me. A named thing becomes real. I can't be named. And lastly, William Scott Wilson, 2012. The way that can be articulately described is not the unchanging way. The name that can be said out loud is not the unchanging name. So I think my favorite is either Ursula K. Le Guin from 1998 or this one from Robert Rosenbaum in 2013. Interestingly, both of which are based on other people's translations, not direct translations. So maybe there is something in that. So what do you think is the best translation of the Dàodéjīng? Leave a comment below.